Why your salary is a lie. The 5 levels of net worth in America. Imagine you are driving your Tesla through the peaceful streets of Naperville, a suburb of Chicago. A bank notification pops up. A post-tax paycheck of $5,200 has just been deposited. You look in the rearview mirror, smile, and tell yourself, I am truly living the American dream. You have a stable job, a luxury apartment, and a desirable social status in your local community. But the truth is, all of that is just a thin layer of paint covering a financial black hole. In America, we are living in an era where our perceived wealth is often distorted by appearances. People categorize themselves as middle class based on a feeling or the car they drive. They look at the neighborhood they live in or the brands they wear, but that is not wealth. In financial mathematics, none of that matters. There is only one single number that defines your position. That number is your net worth. It defines exactly where you stand on the social map today. Let's get acquainted with Tyler, a typical victim of what we call the normalization of debt. Tyler is 34 years old and works as a marketing manager in Chicago with a good salary. He earns $85,000 a year. From the outside, Tyler is the model of success. He rents a downtown apartment for $1,600 and drives a shiny 2022 sedan. Contributes a bit to his 401k, but when stripping away the shell, he only has $37,000 in assets. Conversely, he carries $44,000 in debt on his shoulders from student and car loans. The final calculation is negative $7,000. According to Fed data, he is not middle class. Tyler actually belongs to the bottom 25% of society because of his negative net worth. He is not poor because he lacks food, but poor because debt has wiped out all his value. At age 34, Tyler is lagging behind his peers by a massive gap of $46,000. The strange thing about the bottom 25% is that from the outside, they do not look poor. They are people with degrees working in skyscrapers with salaries ranging from $60,000 to $90,000. Their fatal mistake is building a lifestyle based on current income rather than long-term assets. Chicago, an $85,000 salary after taxes and deductions, amounts to about $5,400 per month. But look at how it disappears. $1,600 for the luxury apartment and $600 for the shiny car. Add $400 for student loans and thousands for a consumerist lifestyle, and Tyler is in a fragile state. One round of layoffs or an unexpected medical bill will cause his entire sandcastle to collapse. To climb to the next rung, Tyler needs a total attack strategy rather than just sitting and hoping. For attacking debt, Tyler needs a shield of at least $2,000 in emergency cash. Without this fund, any minor incident will force him to swipe a new credit card and restart the spiral. Only after having the shield does he cut $700 per month to erase his student debt. Many people tell Tyler that buying a home is the greatest wealth-building tool available to him. The reality in Chicago is harsh. Property taxes are high and mortgage rates are at record levels. Tyler knows that in the early years, the house is actually a debtor consuming interest and taxes. Nearly 85% of his monthly payment does not go to him, but to the bank and government. He accepts this for stability, but stays wary of the house poor trap where wallets stay empty. Tyler understands he cannot get rich if his financial engine is leaking due to consumer interest. In the financial journey in America, the $193,000 milestone is a symbolic boundary for everyone. This is the median household wealth where you officially stand right in the middle of society. However, Tyler realizes a brutal truth of this class. They are often asset-rich, but cash-poor. When 70% of assets are locked in brick walls, they cannot pay for emergency surgery. This is why Tyler decided to change his tactics as he enters the upper-middle-class threshold. Here, the game is no longer how to pay debt, but how to make your money make more money. Tyler begins to maximize his contribution limits to enjoy tax benefits and diversifies his portfolio. He puts money into index funds like the S&P 500 to witness the true power of compound interest. When assets hit $500,000, a year of 10% market growth brings $50,000 in profit. This figure is nearly equal to his entire post-tax salary from many years prior to this stage. But Tyler is now alert. This is asset value growth, not cash in his pocket to be spent immediately. He must calculate for capital gains tax and inflation to protect his actual purchasing power. The difference is clear. The poor work for money, while at this level, money works for Tyler. The stretch from 0 to 600,000 is difficult, but reaching 1 million is much faster. This is thanks to the multiplier effect. His wealth is now like a massive snowball rolling down a mountain. It is no longer entirely dependent on direct labor. Tyler has officially passed the financial tipping point. This is where asset growth begins to overshadow his salary contributions every single month. When Tyler's net worth passes $610,000, a structural change takes place in his portfolio. Lower rungs, the home accounts for 70% of assets, but now financial investments dominate. Stocks and bonds now exceed 70% of his wealth. But he must remember the age context. Fed data indicates that the median wealth for Americans under 35 is only $39,000. If Tyler reaches 1 million at age 40, he is a star. But at retirement age, it is different. Illness or care costs could eat this sum in a few years. He knows inflation will erode value. $1.72 million in 20 years will only be equivalent to about $1 million today. Look at Tyler 20 years later through 3 realistic scenarios for his financial life. Scenario 1 is stagnant complacency. Tyler keeps driving luxury cars and saves only the minimum. He wants to enjoy the present, but at age 54, his net worth only reaches $120,000. Tyler has failed because this figure pushes him into the bottom 20% of his age group. He still has to work hard and constantly fears being laid off from his stable position. Scenario 2 is the resilient middle class. Tyler tightens his belt and wipes out debt in 4 years. Afterward, he focuses on index investing and buys a home that is well within his means. At age 54, his net worth hits $500,000, creating a true safety cushion for his future. Scenario 3 is the elite breakout. Tyler finds ways to increase his income to $110,000, keeps his old spending levels and pours $1,050 into the market every single month. At age 54, his net worth surpasses the 1 million mark. Money is now a slave working for him. Tyler's story is evidence that current positions don't define the future, but today's decisions do. The difference between poverty and wealth lies in facing actual numbers instead of running away. If you are in your 30s and realize your net worth is negative or too low, do not panic. That is not a failure. It is information showing that your financial engine needs repair immediately. Don't just hope for a raise, because hope is not a strategy for long-term financial success. Start calculating your net worth every quarter, increasing real assets and destroying consumer debt. Time is the most precious asset that no debt can ever buy back for you. Act today.